Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Typical Spurs game tonight. Great in the attack at times, a little leaky at the back. Brilliant for us neutrals. What did you make of it, Kate?
Oh my God, it's the same every time. You sit there and you think you're comfortable, and then next thing you know, you've got 1 goal lead and it's squeaky bum time. Should have had the game finished in the first half, but Tottenham just don't seem to know how to do that. But you know what, Terry? It's been such a bad few weeks for Spurs. We needed a win, however it came. I thought their penalty was an absolute disgrace, the penalty appeal that got overturned in the end, but that they nearly gave that penalty. I mean, if they give that, we might as well give up and go home because, you know, he was literally going for the ball. What else could he do?
Do you know what's interesting about it? I agree. And he gets a very, very small touch on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
The problem I have is if that's a slide tackle and he gets a slight touch on the ball, follows through and takes him out, it's a foul. Saliba the other day touches the ball before he makes contact with the player's head. And I know it's a different competition. And do you remember what the referee said? And I made a joke about it, by the way, because I don't think that is. When I first saw it and they were saying they're checking it, I went, why? It looked like he punches him in the face. Then I saw the replay. I went, no, he gets a touch first. If that was Dermot Gallagher, he'd say, well, no, Austin didn't touch the ball. The ball touched him. And for me, no, it isn't a penalty. It's like if two players go to head a ball and there's an accidental head clash, it's never been a penalty before, or it rarely is given. So I totally agree. I do agree. I actually thought the referee was quite good tonight, to be fair. And in real time, I can understand why it's given. But VAR did its job very well tonight. They showed the touch. They overturned it. I thought they did a very good job there, to be honest with you. I did. But yeah, look, it was a typical Spurs game in relation to that. But on the positives, James Maddison tonight, he looked really good in the attack. He looked slick. His touch was good, scored a goal, created.
Yeah, I mean, this is when James Maddison, did a show just for a kickoff. And we said, if James Maddison plays well, Tottenham play well. It really is as simple as that. He literally controls the midfield and sets up. He's our creative guy. But he can't get 90 minutes. It makes me laugh. Even he got to 88 and he took him off. He just doesn't ever give that guy 90 minutes. And I'm not convinced that the relationship between Maddison and is that good. But he was very good today. I thought Sonny, he needed that. He's not been very good. He's coming for a lot of criticism. He needed those 2 goals. I know one of them was a lucky goal, but the second one was a good finish. Look, I would have all I wanted tonight was to get a win. I didn't care how we got it. And I wanted to make sure we got no more injuries, and it happened. You know, they're a poor team, Hoffenheim. Let's not kid ourselves. And I agree, if you get a better team with more clinical finishers, then we probably don't win it. But we did, and that's all that matters. And we move now on to the next game, which is Elfsborg at home, which you would fancy us to get at least a draw, which I think is enough then to get us into the last 8. So
yeah, I think you'll make the top 8 now. It's not a guarantee, but I think you'll make a top 8 now. Let's see what the results come out tonight like, and that puts you into the knockout stages. And as you say, hopefully you get some players back from injury, become a little sturdier. Again, if you stop leaking the chances, you could win it. But I just don't see any team that leaks the volume of chances that Tottenham does, Galatasaray do, Man United do, winning this European competition, because there's a number of European clubs in this who, especially the Spanish clubs that are in it, they just seem to come alive in the knockout stages so much. And I think they'll kill both our teams as it stands right now, if I'm being honest. Son looked good tonight. I know he's coming for a lot of criticism from Tottenham fans. You know, his levels have dropped. He isn't quite the same player. What did you make of your captain tonight?
Yeah, like I say, his first goal was a little bit lucky, but his second goal was a cool finish. Look, he does this every year. We all say, oh, Son's finished, he's gone, you know, this, that, and the other, and he proves us all wrong. Like I say, I thought he had a decent game. I'm still not convinced he's captain material, but he's Son, he's Mr. Tottenham. What do you do? Do you take the captaincy away from him? I'm not sure whether you do that or not. But look, I just hope he carries. This is the start now. I hope that he can carry this form on. Gives him a bit of confidence. I think he looked short of confidence before tonight. So, look, like I say, it wasn't the greatest game in the world. I'm very much looking forward to Rangers Man United. That's the game I've been waiting for, even though I'm a Spurs fan.
I'm not looking forward to it at all. I'm just, it's weird. I go through periods where I really get excited about a United game coming up, and then maybe based on the previous performance or result, it kind of changes. And although I've been ranting about Man United most of the afternoon, you've seen it in the group chats. I just frustrated with the virtue signaling and people suddenly caring who never used to care about particular things. And even the media lying. Like, there's a real good financial expert that I've been talking to privately. He's telling me things, and then I keep asking him, and I think he's going to block me soon. Why are you not saying these things when you're on the news talking about it? Because it kind of paints Man United in a slightly better light. And I'm like, I said to him, I do think it's your responsibility as you're like the spokesperson of financial matters to tell the audience and tell the media, well, they're doing this wrong, but actually they have to do this because of these reasons, and there's nothing much they can do about it. And whoever the owner was would have to follow similar practices. You know, you're sort of sitting there, and I can't help but defend my club in that circumstance, because we should be criticized for doing things wrong, but also if there's little more that can be done other than that, I think the expert should say it. But yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to this game at all. This here from Jerome says, Terry, what's your prediction for the United game? I take a 2-2. I take a draw. I take a draw right now. I take a draw. Yeah, I take a draw right now. Having said that, like, again, I think if we win, we go to 15 points. Let's see where the other teams are. That almost certainly puts us into the top 8. It depends on goal difference as well. But yeah, if we win, got a good chance to go away in the last game. We've won our last 3 matches in the Europa League. We'll see. But like, part of me now just feels like get a draw. The reason I say that is because it's Rangers and the England-Scotland thing. Their fans will be up for it. It'll be a harsh one. I'm good. I got to say Tottenham were lucky tonight. Do you agree?
I do agree. I think because we should have closed the game off, because I agree with what you said. I think we were excellent in the first half. But we've got a makeshift defence, you know, and we've got to say Levy's sitting there with his hands in his pockets, not bringing in players, and Angie's copying it from me as well, and rightly so. But at the same time, we're down to our bare bones. We've got 14 injuries at the minute and no real centre-backs, you know. So, look, like I say, I've said it again, I didn't care how we won as long as we won. I didn't care if it was 1-0, 3-2, 10-9, whatever. We just desperately needed a win. So
I'm a little bit the same at the moment. You know, if we're awful tonight, but bag a 1-0, win it late, lucky. I'm just taking it because I think we both know the circumstance of our team and the different circumstances to each other. But it's a case of wins right now probably matter more than anything else as things sort of move forward. Jerome here says, why are Spurs fans throwing shade at TFT? Look, they're trolls, not Spurs fans per se. And it just is what it is. And, you know, Jerome, you've been here you've been here so long when I was saying that you consistently for years that you were a better team than Arsenal, because you were back then. It's only because this is what it is for some Tottenham fans. Arsenal became a better team than Spurs in the last 2.5 years. And because I've praised Arsenal in that time and criticized Spurs who have been poor in that period, it's seen as an imbalance. What will happen on the football terrace, say in 3 years' time? Spurs could be brilliant, Arsenal could be crap, and then I'll start praising Spurs for being good and criticize Arsenal for being crap, and then there'll be gooners that will turn on me, and Spurs fans like, oh, he's so impartial and unbiased. I've been doing this so long, I keep seeing those cycles happen. So it's just about me giving my honest opinion. And I don't always, my opinion's not always right. I never claim it to be, but yeah, I don't really take it too seriously. What I will say as well, I said earlier about it not being a penalty. I want to reiterate that, so I am being consistent. I think fouls like that could and maybe should be, because you're barely getting a touch, you're following through, you're hurting someone. However, my defense of Saliba is the same as I'll say tonight, is they are seldom given. So I don't think it's right to start now. You've either got to give all of it, because the goalie the other day in the game I watched, he catches the ball, but to catch it, he had to smash his knee into the ribs of a player. Now, for me, any other player does that on the pitch, it's given as a foul, but goalies get away with it. So my view is you can't randomly give a penalty 1 week and then not for another 6 months. So you either give it a penalty every time or not at all in those situations. Super chat.
The keeper was looking at the ball as well. I don't think there was any intent there.
No, I listen, I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from with that. We need that win, Terry, no matter what, to steady the ship. And I do not think I have told you before. Great channel and top content. And Kate's not bad. Big up Jimbo. Look, I want to thank